Alright, hey guys, Maplewig here, and today I'm going to be doing a shatters tutorial. It just seems like a lot of newer players, and even older players, could just do shatters a bit better, learn all the master all the tips and tricks. So, here to show you most of them. Pretty sure I know what I'm doing, but I don't want to waste any time, because shatters is going to be packed. This is going to be a lot to talk about, so I'm going to get right into it. The first thing that I want to say, which is one of the most important, is dragging mages. So you see, basically, these mages, these red and blue mages that you're going to see, they need to be dragged properly. And what I mean by that is each mage has a different range where you can aggro them. So basically, they're first all sitting there, and if you get in their range, they'll aggro and come and attack you. And what you want to do is only get in range of one of them at a time. So only one or two comes at you, depending on your group. See, we have a pretty small group. We're only going to be able to handle 2 maximum. And we get a little bit of 3 there. See how badly it goes? It goes pretty bad when we do that. So you want to drag the mages very carefully. And the best way to do this is set up a designated dragger for the whole shatters. And so for us, that's going to be oblivionpo. He's going to be dragging most of the mages. Just we've designated him as the dragger. It's going to make it a lot more organized and better, and just a lot cleaner in general. So that's dragging mages. Also, so now for the first boss and the second boss, well, as you saw, we were clearing these little switch thingies. That thing in the top of this corner, it's a little stone thing. You're gonna have to clear all those to be able to open the bridge to get to the first boss. And there's 4 on the way to first boss, if I'm remembering correctly. Not really thinking right now, but there's 4, I think. And basically, they're guarded. And what you can do, you just clear them and then it opens the boss. They don't shoot, so that's those switches. The other enemies that you're going to see in here, besides the mages, are the towers. Now, with the towers, if you're a melee, you're just going to want to stand at the very edge of your sword range, right? You're not going to want to go and sit on them, because you don't want to aggro anything near it. So, you see, there's nothing there, so you can sit on it there, but basically, that's one trick. You just want to stand back away from them, and you can kill them. We've got a Java update. Ignore that. Here, now, you see we've gotten to the first boss. Basically, the first boss is going to start closing this water on the right side. There's a bridge that it'll take a little bit to activate, so just be sitting here for a little bit. But basically, there's 4 towers. 6 towers, actually, but 4 that you need to kill. These 4 green and gray towers, you need to kill those 4 to be able to activate the boss. But you see, we're going to start on the top right or left, doesn't really matter, this one, on this side. We're going to start here just because we feel like that's the easiest place to start. You can start on the other side, doesn't really matter, but I'm pretty sure this one activates first. So basically, you want to kill these. There's going to be 2 yellow ones at the top, 2 yellow towers, which you're also going to want to kill. But you want to kill those before, and make sure that you kill them before you kill these, all of these green and gray towers. Because if you don't, the boss is going to be a hell of a lot harder. And see, there's the yellow one, and you just want to keep moving. You can kill one, and you don't, I see what a lot of people I see do this. They stop after they kill one tower. You want to keep going. You want to get as many towers as you can between the times that they're shooting and then they're available to shoot. So we maximize this by we take out 5 towers in 2 rotations instead of going for 1 tower every time in 6 rotations. We do 3. It's going to be a lot faster. And now the tactics for the boss. So the boss, he's that big guy in the middle, which you're about to see activate. You're going to want to stand on this side of him, or the other side, doesn't really matter, but you're going to want to stand on one side of him, the side we chose, and you see, he just does these shots, just have someone tank it. You're able to heal it back up with your HP heal pet, probably a melee, because deals a little bit of damage, but one person just tank it, and you see, it spawns these blah bombs these purple things, which you're not going to see right now, because what we do is we send one person on each side. You see they blow up. One person on each side of the place where the blob bombs spawn, and they aggro those so they don't get to the people attacking the boss, and you can do the boss a lot safer. That is key for finishing first boss. You need to have people dragging those blob bombs, unless you just have enough DPS to just take them out, but that's only going to be in like really huge groups, like 50 people. So we get it done really quick, see, with those tricks in mind. And we're going to be moving on to second boss here. This bridge. Oh yeah, one thing I want to talk about while we're just clearing the mages is class composition. So in the shatters, you know, you might think, oh, I need to go range, it's so scary. Really, I think the safest classes for shatters are the melees. They're able to tank so much of these shots. The stones mages don't hurt them at all or anything, so that's one of the safest things. But basically, for shatters, you're gonna want to have a variety of classes. It doesn't matter too much, but if you're trying to maximize your loot per person, I guess. See, we have such a small group, but we still get this done so fast because of our really good class composition. We are running warrior, pally, and basically this is the core of it. Warrior, pally, and range DPS. The range DPS with the warrior and pally buffs, such as Wizzy, Archer, Mystic, whatever, those are going to deal so much damage and just melt through the mages with double buffs. It's going to be so much damage. Also, we have a knight. Doesn't matter too much what you bring, as long as it is able to tank. Knight can tank really well, so it's pretty good. Another thing that I want to talk about for a second on the way to second boss is we don't actually have it in this shatters, which is a shame, but you can see right where I am right there on the right side. If you're a rogue with Planewalker or a trickster, you can go down there on the right side there, and you'll see a spot where you can teleport to. You want to just keep teleporting in between those spots, kind of like getting to the Oryx in your vault. You just want to keep going in between those spots, and then you're going to find a switch. There's going to be no enemies. It's just a free kill, easy kill, and it's going to make it so you don't have to kill this bottom switch, which we will do last because it's actually the hardest one to get, I would say. So it's really nice to have that trickster or rogue. But also we clear this room, you see. We could clear those first group of mages that we did and just go up straight, clear the switch. But we cleared this room entirely before moving on, just in case maybe you have to back up or you get screwed and have to back up into this room and there's a whole bunch of mages waiting for you. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to get killed on both sides. And also it's just a little bit quicker, not having to backtrack. And so once we clear that room, we go up to the top left switch first, the dirt switch, which is pretty, we're just clearing the mages up here. Just clearing the mages, not much to talk about. Oh yeah, for these grandpas, we call them, that guy that was just shooting there, who shoots a line of unstables but nothing else, doesn't move, runs away from you. You're gonna want to have one melee tank those shots because he can't shoot it, right? You're gonna want to have one melee tank those shots while the ranged just attack it. He won't move. It'll just be killing him. Those shots don't deal like any damage if you're warrior, pally, knight, melee, and you can just tank them and have your range take them out. So that's the best way to kill those. And now we clear this. You're gonna see that fucking annoying little bug on the side of my Adobe. I don't know if that happens on the website, but I play on Adobe, so it's kind of annoying. But basically, we're clearing up here. One thing for here to remember is, you see on the right side, there's another path. You don't want to go there because you don't need to, and it's just going to waste your time clearing that extra tower. So you don't want to go up once you get into this area. And clearing here in this room, it's a little bit annoying at first, because there's a whole bunch of mages and towers clumped up at the front usually. We actually don't have any paralyzed towers. You see those yellow ones just spawn enemies, and then the gray and green ones, they're going to spawn paralyzed enemies, which hurt, because they also do the stone mages, which really hurt. But we get a little bit lucky, just get all mages throughout most of the shatters. It's just going to take a bit of time, but it's a bit safer. So you just want to slowly drag the mages, and once you have all the mages done, you want to take out the towers first, so you don't have to deal with respawning stone mages. That's important to remember. You just want to take out the towers as soon as you can, and then go for the mages. And a lot of the time, we're gonna rush this. You're gonna see people rush this switch, which is what we love to do. It's pretty fun to go that deep. It's nice to have the Mystic to back you up. And you see, we don't do it for quite a bit. There's a few mages left, but there we go. Tanking those shots. You just rush up there. It's not too much if you have the stasis. It's not going to be too hard with the stasis. And you just take this out and just run out. And you don't need to kill the mages. Saves you a bit of time. And the switch is dead. Now we're going to move on to the second switch, which is on the right side. It's going to be about the same. Just clear the mages, clear the towers, same strategy. Lure mages slowly. I really can't stress that enough. Lure the mages slowly. If you don't, it'll just ruin your whole shatters. Lure the mages slowly, get towers as soon as you can. And for the grandpas, let the melees tank them and the range take them out. I'll point out another grandpa in case you missed it during the first time. That guy right there, right there. And oh yeah, another strategy you can do for these grandpas is just push them up into a corner and just sit on them, and just that'll take them out real quick. Just clearing the mages. Trying to explain what the grandpa means. It's our own little unique name. Having a little bit of fun with shatters. And in here, you're going to see a lot of different mages, right? So here's the paralyzed tower I was talking about. Those stone mages are the guys that shoot out the long white bullets. So there's going to be a lot of types of mages in here. That one's just a basic ice adept. He'll shoot out ice shots. He'll shoot out ice spheres if he lives for long enough. And here you're going to see us just rush in there again. Rushing in with the stasis. Mystic is a very useful class to have in here. One common misconception that people make in shatters is that you need a priest. You really do not need a priest. Priest it's okay to have, I guess, with the Puri. It'll help you out a little bit, save you from a little bit of trouble, but it's really, really not needed, and you really don't need it. And here you see Shatterbro. He activated that tower a bit early, and that made it so it spawned a whole bunch of enemies, which takes a little bit longer to take out, which is why you kind of want to wait till your whole group is ready to take out a tower, and also why you want to just stand back and take out the towers so you don't aggro anything, because it could get messed up if it spawns too many enemies. You won't be able to move past it if you don't have the DPS. Here you're just going to see us with a little bit of SpongeBob references for any of you. And actually, you're going to see Shatterbro here. Just watch him. Top right, the knight. You're going to see him making a little bit of a mistake, sitting on that ice sphere, ice portal. Yeah, he was typing. You don't want to get caught typing in shatters. You really need to be careful in there. So the ice portals are going to be the big blue orbs that shoot out slows in all directions. The fire portals are going to be the big red balls that shoot out confuses in every direction. You're going to want to take those two portals out as soon as you can, because they'll get you while you're trying to take out mages. Another thing which we don't get much of in here is ice spheres, but they are these little that little light blue ball which just shoots out and explodes when you kill it. It will insta kill you. It is very dangerous. Very dangerous. You want to stay away from those. They don't spawn unless you take too long to kill the mages. So you want to get the mages fairly quickly. Another advantage to dragging slowly. And here's the switch I was talking about. If you have the rogue or trickster, rogue with planewalker, you're not going to need to go down here. There's a lot of mages down here. It's a big room, hard to take out. You're not going to need to go down here if you have the rogue or Trickster take out the secret switch. But basically, on this area, you're gonna see us hugging to the left side. Just clear the left side, hug to it, so you don't have to deal with any of the stuff on the right side. It's just gonna make it a lot faster and easier. And back to the mages. So there's a whole bunch of different types of mages, like I was saying. There's a basic Ice Adepts. There's a basic Fire Mage. He's not very dangerous. Has another Fire Mage. They just shoot out those. They can spawn fire portals. Another Ice Adept shoots out, spawns fire portals and ice spheres. Here you see we just rush in real quick with the stasis. Get out. Make sure everyone knows that it's dead. Don't want anyone to get caught behind. And then you're going to also see in there's going to be the other fire mages, which are going to spawn a whole bunch of bombs and shoot out unstables in all directions. They're not very dangerous. The fire mages in here are really easy to kill. Don't have to worry too much about them. The blue mages are what you will need to worry about mainly. And now we are at the second boss. The first part of the second boss, you see, we have to kill these 4 mages that are going to be here waiting for us. This guy here was with the bombs. You're going to want to take out this red one. It's right here. You're going to want to take these out one at a time. That's key, okay? You want to go for the red ones first. You go middle, right, the red ones first, and then you go for the blue. The reason for this is because if you go for the blue first, they're going to move all around. It's going to take you a little bit longer to kill them, and you might aggro all of the mages doing it. And you don't want to do that. It's just going to cause you too much trouble. Just be safer with taking out the fire ones first. And after we kill all these, oh yeah, you're gonna have to watch out for those big black boomerang thingies. They deal a little bit of damage, not too much, but they quiet and unstable you. It's gonna put a really big dent in your DPS if you get hit by those. And you see, we're just doing as much damage as we can to the boss there. If you don't deal enough damage, he goes through his fire and ice phases, spawning these ice portals and ice spheres. But if you do deal enough damage in the first time, you're going to go straight to this phoenix phase. These phoenixes are, you have to kill these before you can damage him. And there's this red one you're going to want to take out first. It's because you can stasis the blue one, and then they'll just sit in one spot. The red one will just circle. It's just going to sit there, and you're going to take it out really quick. And you used to be able to pair these with Hunter's Trap, but they fixed that. It's a bit annoying. Made it a little bit easier. And now you see the blue one's just going to stand there, and we're just going to take them out really quick. You do have to be a bit careful taking these blue shots. As they sicken you, you could get a little bit hurt. If you don't have the stasis, it's a bit more dangerous. Mystic is very, very key in Shatters. You don't have to have one, but it's really helpful. And here he's just going to sit on these little buttons, and if you can insta-kill him before he can do this if you have enough DPS. And you see he'll just do all these shots, and Manias going a little bit deep there, going blinky. But we kill him here. He won't move on. If you don't kill him before he runs out of buttons to stand on, then he'll go into his rage. That's going to be a pretty dangerous phase. He'll spawn a whole bunch of ice portals and fire portals, and he'll run around shooting. No, he won't shoot. He won't shoot at all. But the fire portals and ice portals and everything will, and he'll spawn these big ice spheres, which will be very deadly. It's just a very dangerous situation. If you do get into that situation, you're just gonna want to focus on the fire and red ones, because you don't want to get confused. If you know how to master confuse, I guess it won't matter what you go for. But confuse is usually what screws up most people. So you're going to want to focus red and then just kill the boss as fast as you can if you get to that rage. But we didn't have to deal with that, and hopefully you won't have to. And now we are on the way to third boss. This one is clearing here. Wouldn't say it's easier, but you do not have to clear any switches, which is kind of nice. It's just all mages and towers. So this is the most important part where I was talking about you don't want to sit on the towers. You want to just stand back, because on this bridge there's going to be a lot of spots where the mages sit behind the towers, just waiting. So you want to stand back. And what you see is slow drags. Again, it's very important. Get pushed back a little bit here. So you're gonna see what happens when you drag more than one. Takes a little bit more time. Lose a little bit of ground. It's not too bad though. And you see the Huntress just throwing out a whole bunch of traps, making it safer for everyone. Just clear mages. Nothing much. I'll speed through the mage parts. Make this a little bit better for you guys. And here you really see an example of a fat mage drag. You're going to see 4 mages being dragged. We lose a lot of ground, waste a lot of time killing them. They get out their ice spheres because we didn't kill them in time. That's why I really just keep stressing slow drags. It's so important. And you see there's a lot of opportunities where maybe me or someone else could lure mages, but we don't want to risk anything. It's we just stand back and wait for our designated dragger to just Oblivion to just go and let him do it. It's just going to be much more organized, and I would recommend designating someone, whoever's the best at dragging them, to do that. A little bit of a fail stasis there. No big deal though. Sorry if you can hear me typing here. Okay, here is what I was talking about. Here's a tower. You see, we're gonna see. We just stand back. Don't get up too close because when you move up, there's a mage sitting right there. If you had gone and sat on that tower, the mage would have aggroed, would have spawned a whole bunch of enemies. The tower would have spawned a whole bunch of enemies, and it would just been a bitch to deal with. You don't want to deal with that, so just stand back from the towers. And actually, in the shatters, we actually get pretty unlucky. We get pretty much all mages on this bridge. Mages take a little bit longer to clear, and they're a little bit more dangerous, so it's a bit annoying. The layout of every shatters is different. You see, it's the composition of how many mages there are, what types of mages, if it's going to be towers or mages, whatever. Everyone is different, so you might get lucky with all towers the whole way, but I doubt it. So you're going to need to know how to deal with towers, how to deal with mages, everything like that. And here I go very deep. I don't realize that guy's sitting on me, and I get saved by that stasis. You see this bridge, it takes a very long time to clear. You used to be able to just do something called lava walking / pausing and unpausing, through walking through the lava, skipping the whole bridge, but they patched it. Kind of something I'm sad about. But now we're at third boss, and you see that crown in the very middle. To activate these two guardians, you're gonna need to stand on that crown. You just stand on it, and then the two guys activate. They're pretty easy to take out. You just kill them really quick, and then once you kill them, the third boss will start. You see, we have a mystic and a huntress. So the huntress is just gonna want to, you see those 4 artifacts is what they're called. The huntress is going to want to throw those traps there to paralyze them, and the mystic is going to want to stasis them, so we can just kill the first 2 portals that they spawn before we move on to the artifacts. And for the artifacts, you're going to want to focus on the yellow one, because it's the paralyzed. It's going to be the one that screws you up the most, but the other order doesn't matter too much. Also, right after you kill those artifacts and right before this phase, he is vulnerable, but you do not want to hit him. If you hit him, it will ruin the shatters. If you slow him, if you para him, it will ruin it. Never slow or paralyze or this boss. Never. That's key. You can slow these guys right here, and you can paralyze these guys right here, but you cannot slow or paralyze the boss. It will screw it up so much. Don't use your scepter at all, and be very careful with your traps. Once you get past that phase, he'll go into you're gonna want to kill those guys that he spawned, and he'll go into this lava phase. If you want, you're just gonna want to rotate with the lava. You see, if you do paralyze or slow him or hit him after he does those artifacts, then he'll be stuck in one spot if you paralyze him in the beginning, and you'll have to walk around him while he does lava tentacles in a very bad spot. And after lava tentacles, he'll move up here. You want to just run up, hit him until he says, "You test the patience of a god," and then die. And once you get that, you know you're good. You just run back. You won't be able to see any of his shots. He's doing a big shotgun, but you can't see it because he's up there. If you paralyze or slow him, he'll get stuck there, and you'll get screwed. See, that's why I don't want to do it. And so here, you're just going to wait until he says, "Ha ha." You'll see it in chat. And then once he says that, you just run up, hit him. Will be a free, fast kill. He won't shoot anything. Just hit him, and he will spawn the chest. And you have completed the shatters. Good job. Hope you guys found this helpful, and good luck with your shatters.